Hi everybody, Jed Ayres here, CEO of ControlUp, and I'm very excited to be at the Wembley Stadium. This iconic location seats 100,000. I'm just seated here with one person today, our new Global Alliances and Partnership Executive, Bob Johnson, who's just joined the company about 5 days ago, and we're throwing him right into probably one of the most exciting things you could do when you first started a job. 300 partners here tomorrow for our EMEA Beyond Experience event. And yeah, it's just very excited to sit here with you for a few minutes, Bob, as we think about the year ahead and the importance of the channel and alliances as we kind of enter into 2026.
Yep. Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you. Exciting times, I think, not just for ControlUp, but for the channel partners themselves.
Absolutely. I think as we think about AI, as it bears down on the entire world, and we think about the change that it's going to drive, ControlUp is certainly right in the heart of this, right? As we think about the inflection point that we have in front of us and the technology that we have as a leader in the DEX category, and the ability to take that those ingredients of the real-time data and contextualize around a human and think about how that can change how we manage secure patch endpoints in a very significant way as we lay AI on top of it. So it'd be great to hear a little bit from you on terms of how you see the opportunity. Why did you join ControlUp?
Yeah.
You've had obviously a very illustrious Silicon Valley career with HP and IBM and 4 startups, but for the audience, it'd be great to share a little bit about your history.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think, all of us have gone through periods of inflection points and disruption, and with disruption, that forces change. And I think we're in an era of that again. Just kind of look at end user compute has dramatically changed over the last 10 years. Right now, hybrid is here. It's going to stay. It's not going anywhere. And now we have AI as an enhancement to how we do business. So if you think of that in the context of what IT has to deal with now, they're being asked under tremendous pressure. They're being asked to drive scale and efficiency into their organizations with reduced headcount. And I think companies that have the ability to give them solutions that are built around AI, big data lakes, giving them access to big data lakes that's basically going to drive AI solutions and outcomes, and also continue to provide types of integrations and types of automation into IT ops. Those 2 ingredients are going to be big winners, and ControlUp is right in the heart of all of that. And so I think for us, it's super exciting, and I think for the channel, it's also going to be extraordinarily exciting for them.
So obviously you've only been here a few days, but what's exciting to me is that you're already looking at our 5-star channel program and thinking about how can we enhance it, how can we take a few of the very invested partners, double down on those and focus in building an AI competency. So talk to us a little bit about how you think about really getting more leverage. In the 2.5 years I've been here, we went from 50% channel to 70%.
Yeah.
Transacting the business through channel, but talk to our audience a little bit about how you see the opportunity there.
Yeah, so I think we need to really look hard with our partners, look hard at how we can grow together and really drive both growth and profitability. That's going to be really important for us to understand, okay, how do we do that?
Yeah.
Secondly, I think just from the standpoint of focusing in on key attributes, enablement's really going to be important. Enablement just not for the sake of just providing content, but really enabling the partners to drive our technology into the end customer base. That's really going to be another important factor for us. The third area, and I think this equally is important, is identifying areas where we're both going to win and figuring out how do we efficiently go to market and take advantage of those opportunities. And lastly, and I think this is a big one, is how can we make our channel partners AI competent, right? Really build a practice around our AI technologies so we can both win in that space and be a leader. So I think those are some of the thoughts that I have in terms of, okay, we need starting points, and those are going to be key ingredients to that.
Yeah, and I think as someone who spent the last 2.5 years really building up the decks category. It doesn't elegantly sort of fit exactly into these solution providers.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger ones have made investments, but I think one thing every solution provider that's going to survive this next wave has an AI practice, right? And so really distilling down some of these service and discovery offerings to come in and show how you can drastically reduce IT costs, both trouble tickets, number of tools, number of hours spent. I mean, we're headed in a very accelerated way to a place in the next couple of years where you're gonna see very few trouble tickets. You're gonna see way fewer tools.
Yep.
And this AI, I mean, we've just turned it on in a handful of customers in the last week, and the results that we're getting out the gate are tremendous, right? And so I think just like we've seen AI in other places, how it sort of has an escape velocity almost, right? Once it starts to really solve these problems effectively, and we get a trustful place with it. So it's going to be an exciting year for ControlUp.
I agree. It's a rare moment for ControlUp, and I think to unlock the opportunity, we've got to have the channel working side by side with us, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think you and I both have the gray hair to prove that we've been through some of these cycles, right? The internet, the mobile, the cloud, and I would say, it's very clear. And we've both also lived in the Bay Area, so we've kind of been in the heart of a lot of these revolutions. And I can say very clearly that this one feels a little different, right? It's more expansive. It's happening faster. There's a lot more capital in these companies that are driving it. And I think one thing that's also clear is the models have gotten to a place where there's a lot of opportunity for companies like ControlUp to really unlock value. And I know we've talked a lot about this, but the sort of cost and the ethical and moral concerns, we're in a spot that's pretty low hanging opportunity in terms of AI applying it. And we've both been in this industry for several decades, and it's like, be interested to see your thoughts on just sort of end user compute as a bit of a pattern of humans involved in a lot of these steps of managing, securing, patching. We're actually kind of hasn't changed that much in the last 40 years. We've gotten a little bit more efficient, but security concerns have come in, and there's a bit of a hamster wheel, I think, that this AI-driven end user compute, autonomous endpoint management, if you will, if it happens as fast as it's happened, like with the Waymo cars, you could see 2-3 years from now, we're living in a very different world than the, stack agents, humans, opening tickets, humans troubleshooting, shooting, humans closing tickets. This kind of unfortunate, mundane loop that we're sort of circling in. It feels like we have a revolutionary opportunity to break that.
Yeah, I equate it very similar to, and I'll use a very simple analogy, ChatGPT. I think you and I both, and it's become quite pervasive. You can just get an answer now to your question, solve the problem, right? That's the tagline is solve my problem, give me the information that I want, and give it to me in seconds. And if you apply that kind of theory to what we're talking about, gaining access to the right libraries, the right data, and then driving automation into the overall process, IT organizations are going to be able to do the same thing. Get their answer, and very, very slow lift, right? It's a low lift, drives efficiencies, and I think that's where we're headed. It's going to be awesome.
When you look at like the companies that have adopted some automation, right? It doesn't take a lot of automation to actually eradicate a huge swath of pain and trouble tickets. And so as you move at sort of AI machine learning speed across these data sets, you're going to start to see patterns and artifact these patterns and the sort of script to eradicate it, right? So I think this gets very exciting. We're sitting here a year from now. Kind of what do you think what are your goals in terms of the next year? Hopefully we can fill the stadium one day.
For me, if I fast forward a year out into the future, seeing our technology, ControlUp's technology being used as an application to an application, as I just described, where it is solving problems autonomously. I mean, to me, if we can start seeing customers really taking advantage of that and measure through metrics the value that they're getting, to me, that would be a huge win. That can be really exciting, I think, for our customers, certainly for ControlUp, and for the industry. I think that's where the opportunity is finding specific applications where we can exploit AI, and that to me is really, really interesting.
I know there's a couple things you're going to announce tomorrow relative to, kind of anybody as a ControlUp partner to kind of reinvigorate them that will sit on top of our channel program that exists today, which is already pretty rich. Can you talk a little bit about those two things that you're going to drive for everybody?
Yeah, I'll be very brief on this, but we really want our partners to get excited about the business, and we want them to feel like, we're an equal partner in this engagement as we move forward. And, we would like to think that mutually we want to build pipeline, we want to build trust, we want to build net new business. And so putting incentives in place to drive that, and also not just one-sided, but on both sides, so that ControlUp and our employees are equally motivated, are some of the concepts that we're looking at and we'd like to put on the table for our partners. So it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, and I think just everybody listening out there, it's important for everyone to recognize that, we are taking the channel very seriously. You've joined our executive leadership team. You report directly to me. We've talked quite a bit about the channel here, but let's talk a little bit about alliances, because obviously great software companies, are interdependent on, great integrations, and innovation unlock doesn't happen in a vacuum. Especially as you get larger, these enterprise customers expect some of these integrations to just, really work out of the box. So you're in the heart of Silicon Valley. Your other half of your job is the alliance piece of it. You want to talk a little bit about how you see the focus partners there? And
yeah. So alliances are to me critically important as well, in a different way, in a different manner. They do build value to the company, ControlUp, and certainly for them as well. And I see working closely with strategic alliances in the following fashion: finding areas of opportunity to co-develop new solutions that can be compelling for our mutual customers, going to market together with each other with the right messaging and positioning, and then thirdly, tactically selling together. Those are the opportunities to work with alliances and really build continued value for ControlUp, for our partner, and for the customer community. Partnerships can be with small companies, with large companies, and that's what's so exciting, is that there's so many intersection points that can bring value to the customer, and there's so much value that large alliances can bring to us. And there's value that we can bring to the smaller partnerships. So I see that as an area that is going to be equally as important as we continue to grow our footprint with our ecosystem.
I know you're 5 days in and just sort of getting your way around, but obviously the anchor alliance partner is Microsoft. When you think about, our product is fully built on Azure, and we are one of the top 50 focus software companies in Israel that Microsoft is really investing and betting in, and we're rapidly growing the amount of business we do through the Microsoft Azure marketplace. So maybe talk a little bit about how you think about Microsoft and the opportunity there.
Yeah, so going back to some of the data points that we talked about in terms of access to large data, and driving innovation through automation. So certainly Microsoft has the biggest footprint in enterprise, software-wise, endpoints, software on endpoints, infrastructure with technology like Intune. And over the years, they've built out an incredible data lake. I mean, it's just phenomenal how much data they've accumulated. And if you marry that to what ControlUp can do in terms of accessing that data in seconds, that's a very, very powerful concept that we can bring to bear in terms of different types of solutions. That's just one example, but I'm looking forward to finding areas of expansion with that partnership. They've been a good partnership for ControlUp so far, and I think the opportunity now is to expand beyond where we've been. So I'm looking forward to that.
Expansion, this concept of beyond experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's been great talking to you. Exciting day tomorrow ahead of us with the partners coming in. I think over 60 distinct partners, 300 people here, and we're very excited about where the industry is going. Our Chief Product Officer, Gotti Feldman, who has this famous quote that I love that says, "Hey, we are doing something revolutionary here. We're building, the first platform that will drive autonomous IT operations." And, if there's anything that can get you out of bed and spring in your step in the morning, it's the idea of like, hey, let's go make a dent in the universe. And this is the year for that to kind of all come together, right? ControlUp has worked really hard over the last 11 years to get to where we are. We're just passing 100 million ARR, which less than 1% of software companies ever reached that milestone. And we're doing it in a way that's just met the moment of AI, right? We collect so much data, 10,000 data points every 3 seconds. Hence our Pulse AI that we're introducing into the market, right? We just feel like this is a moment in time where we can take these ingredients that made us a leader in DEX and actually also revolutionize autonomous endpoint management and agentic IT ops. So, really great to have you here, Bob. I know it's been a journey to get you here, but I know you're going to make a big impact, and the channel is going to be a huge driver, and I think they're going to participate in this in a very meaningful way, as they have throughout history of IT. It's the channel who is that trusted force that helps these large organizations navigate these important inflections of tech, and I think this will be no different. So obviously we're excited that so many of them are at our doorstep tomorrow, and to anyone else out there that's an interested party in where this autonomous endpoint management is going and where ControlUp is taking it, we really we invite you in, because this is the starting line of something that's going to be explosive. So welcome to the team, and so happy to have you here.
And let's do it. Let's do it with the partner community.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Channel led, partner first.
All right.
All right.